Hey everybody, welcome to another Simhanger multiplayer fly-in event. Can you guys on the Discord hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So welcome everybody to the Simhanger Discord monthly fly-in event. This time we're in Papua New Guinea, but we're on one of the bigger islands known as New Britain, so an area not often flown in that I'm aware of. Now, some of you I know are new to the fly-in, and just to set some ground rules, if I may be so bold, that is, please use push to talk. And picking up on some comments that were made in the Discord, please note that not only do we embrace, but we absolutely celebrate failure during our fly-in. So,
Bring it on.
if you don't crash, you've probably failed the test. So there you go.
I was thinking of you, Mark, when I wrote that.
And when I said follow Mark,
Yeah.
he never
So-
crouches.
Absolutely. Now, each fly-in tends to have a slightly different orientation, or many of them do. This one really is about your situational awareness and navigation, because for any of you that have flown this route already, you'll be aware that some of the airports are quite hard to find and quite hard to land at in a number of cases. So it is that's really the focus, is you need to monitor your speed, maximum cruise if you can, keep it to about 150 knots wherever possible, and not more than that, or you're going to get ahead of the group. And for leg one, we are departing from here, runway 28. We're going to climb out. We want 4,500 feet. You want a climb rate of anything between 700 and 900 feet per minute, and level out at 4,500, heading of 294 degrees, 22 nautical miles, and we're heading to Open Bay, Alpha Yankee Oscar Yankee, and that will be a landing runway 19, and we'll be flying overhead the airport, so it's not straight in, and then a descent to 1,500 and right-hand traffic for landing runway 19. Altitude is 24 feet. So without further ado, we've got some long legs, we've got plenty of time to chat as we go. So
Testing, can anyone hear me?
yeah,
Can't hear
we can
anybody.
Yeah, loud and clear.
we can hear you loud and clear. Just to everybody on the stream, to Mrs. TPHI17, hi, how you doing? Welcome very much. To Samuel, Margot, Stephen, Isley, Sergio Klukas, welcome. Simrig 412, how you doing, my friend? Wrong Way, Simon Judge, and Alexander, welcome. Thanks very much for joining us on the stream. So let me lead out if I can, guys, and I'm going to depart and then pause as I just lift off the runway. Then I'll be able to watch your amazing takeoffs. Retriever Neil, I see you're still standing outside the cockpit. Are you outside or not?
No, I'm inside as well.
Oh, okay. You're in and
My
out.
brother. That's my brother.
That's your brother. Okay, so this is quite a long runway, no major problems. Although this Draco is picking up a little bit of dust.
IFR takeoff.
Don't worry
Here
about
we
it.
go.
That's up to me. I've just restarted my engine.
Here we
I'll
go.
I'll pick your brother up, Neil, because he ain't heavy. Haha.
Oh, no.
And I'm up, just stand by, guys. I'm just going to pause it and just get myself in a position where I can see your magnificent skills. When you're ready, guys, let's go. Here they come. Retriever Neil, he's up and away. Hoodlum coming down the runway with a whole pile of dust behind him. Dan Lawrence, what are you in, sir?
I'm in the SR22.
Ah, okay. Hoodlum is up in the Draco. Dan Lance There he comes. Van Zulu coming up. MGB Dave. Hello, my friend. How are you?
Very well, thanks, Mark.
Great to have you along again. Wrong way. Muzinski. Pippo the Clown.
And away we go.
Bravo, Mike. Is this your first flight with us, sir?
It is.
Well, you're very welcome. Okay, guys, so you're looking at a left-hand turn out here. Just very slightly and then straight up and away. Climbing 4,500 feet.
I've lost my engine sound.
Yeah, mine cuts in and out occasionally. Here we go. Flying Fool, how are you, sir?
Good, thanks, Mark. Nice to be with you again.
It's great to have you. Golf Mike, how you doing?
Hello, Mark. I'm very well, thank you.
Great to have you along. And some very familiar names here. Limes Fly, Horace 45, Trev P. Great to have you along. So we're climbing out on a heading of about 294 or thereabouts, guys, and we are climbing to 4,500 feet. It's about 22 nautical miles, but you do need 4,500 feet as a minimum to get over the high ground, as we're starting to head inland and we're going to pick up quite a few mountains and that sort of thing. Big hello to Angel 15, thanks very much for joining us, and Manoush and Alan.
Just trying to get a radio check, please.
Read you 5x5. Limes Fly VR. I'm not sure what I'm seeing. Yeah, I see you're in the 404 Titan, but I'm not seeing the aircraft in any detail. It looks like a UFO to me.
Honestly, the same for me. So you're just your name tag at the moment. Very unfortunate.
Uh-oh. What's happening? Oh, goodness me. My sim just shut down. Hold on, please.
Yes, you're running.
I can't get my mouse to work now.
My bathroom.
Hi guys, to everybody on the stream, apologies for this. I'm just busy rebooting and we'll be back to it as soon as we can. One of the hazards, I'm afraid, of Microsoft 2024.
Thanks, Tunesy, for going single screen there. I was going cross-eyed there for a while.
Guys, can you hear me?
Tunesy, I can't see anybody, and I think it's related to the fact I don't think the servers recognize me anymore.
Guys, can you hear me?
There's a person on the floor.
Yes. Got you. Yes.
Okay, I've just slewed back
I can see
and
PP on the runway.
I am gonna come in for one of my dodgy landings.
My stream's running again, Mark.
Okay, great, fantastic.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, everybody, but these are matters outside our control. Anybody still with us on the stream, thank you very much for your patience. And I'll just be doing a quick dive into the airport, so ignore the flying. Clear the runway, I'm coming in.
Around on the runway.
We're all waiting for you, Mark. Have you just switched back to... You keep switching between VR and... Or I've got two screens and one screen, Tunesy, what's that?
No, I do have to keep flicking back. It's difficult to fly in.
Oh, right, yeah,
in VR, but looking at a monitor, but in VR.
All right. Now I can see a single screen at the moment.
Yeah, that's all right. I've gone.
Okay, here we come.
Out of the headset into the desktop thing, but I'm still looking at a monitor through my VR headset.
Okay, concentrate. What's your runway?
Right, can you guys see me? I'm on a rather dramatic descent coming in.
Yes, we see you.
Okay, so we're back and alive.
Well,
now we're not going to do a backtrack, guys, so we want to head towards the other end of the runway, because I do have a little surprise in store, and it's not the sim shutting down.
Nice to see them. The boss is in the board.
Here we go. Yeah, I had to do a quick slew. So
you have to go to Waikiki.
Anybody noticed how this Cirrus shakes when you put both brakes on?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yes, I noticed.
Yeah, the impact of the brakes and the flexibility is a little bit overdone. So everybody head up to this side of the runway, please. We're not doing a backtrack, and we're not going to take off on the runway, which will be no shock to most of you.
Oh yeah.
Well, I normally don't take off on the runway anyway.
Oh dear. Okay, so if we head up here, Golf Mike, brake, brake, brake. Yes, you made it, sir.
That was a worry.
It's a very long runway.
Very narrow as
yeah,
well.
it's narrow, but it's nice and long.
It's to lull you into false sense of security for the next one.
Yeah.
Okay, our next leg, we want to set the altitude for 6,500, guys.
Thank you.
Then we're going to head over to Alpha Yankee Lima Victor, and that is we're going to overfly that, then left-hand traffic for a touch and go runway 24, but it's an exceptionally short one. Any of you tried it?
No.
Yeah.
I tried it a couple of times, and I actually was able to bounce off of it, but that was about it.
Yeah, so what we're going to do, guys, we're not going to land. It's going to be it's just a touch and go, and I'll give you more details once we're up and away. So we're going to be heading of about 177 for this leg, and we'll take it from there. So what we're going to do, now that we've all assembled over here, you'll notice next to the runway is a little road, and we're going to take off on the road. So I'm just moving on to the road now.
What, we're going to pull a Harrison?
Not a taxiway, a road. So,
oh yeah, that's right.
Let me just check that I've got my flaps down one. I have. And when you're ready, put that throttle down, pedal to the metal, and let's go. I was hoping that as we took off from here on the road, we'd pick up quite a bit of dust, but that doesn't seem to have been the case. And what you want here, guys, ideally, is you want to do a left-hand turnout as you climb out.
It was very dusty though.
Unless you're behind the Draco, then it'll be very dusty.
Okay. I see two players.
I did land at that airport before, Mark, but I was cheating. I was in the Kit Fox.
Ah, yeah, it's a shocker actually.
Yeah.
I can't see anyone here. You're all disappearing.
Okay, okay, Dan Lance and Gromit. I've actually switched to a London server now, and two people have popped in. One guy I know is from Manchester, Ninja. I don't know who Bill is, BFA422, but I know one guy is Manchester. And I'm in Hertfordshire, so I'm in UK as well.
You know who I am, Jonesy.
Oh, it's Bill. Okay, so they're both. Oh, Bill's gone. They're both UK flyers.
You saw me as well, Cheesy?
No, I haven't yet. No.
Yeah.
But you're Yorkshire, so it doesn't count.
Yeah. I think even worse. I think my ISP is in Newcastle. It identifies us from Newcastle. So.
I was probably out on the town in a t-shirt.
Probably, yeah.
Smirking tabs.
I keep getting security alerts saying someone signed in a device in Newcastle. Is that you? And I'm like, what?
Well, I've got Ninja. I know Ninja, so I'll fly with Ninja.
Okay, guys. So 6,500 for this leg. Heading of about 177. It's 33 nautical miles, and this is a full stop landing. You want to overfly the runway when you get there, and then left-hand traffic for a touch and go runway 24. What I suggest is you slow right down when you're over the runway, because get any distance away from the runway that we're heading to and you can't see it because of the high trees. So slow yourself right down to probably 120 knots or less, and then it's quite a tight left-hand turn. You're turning downwind and almost onto base and final fairly quickly, just for a touch and go. Now the actual area where the runway is there are high trees on either side, which is not very realistic. But as you're coming in, you'll see that before the runway and after the runway there's a clear green space. We want to head for the area on the other side of the runway, the green space, and do the touch and go there, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. There's a low pass count. I don't want to touch my wheels on that thing.
Hello there, can I get the airport code, please?
For where we're heading?
Yes, yeah.
It is Alpha Yankee Lima Victor.
Thank you.
For what Mark says, I don't think it really matters.
I don't know if it really counts as an airport. It's more like a mowed patch of forest.
Yeah, that would probably be fairly accurate.
Yep.
I'm in live weather. It's getting very cloudy.
As we climb up, yeah, let's see, because I restarted. I bet you it's reset to clear skies. Yeah, it has. Let's change that. Okay. And we
whoever was saying about the partly cloudy seems to be quite a bit more than partly cloudy, is definitely onto something, because I seem to be in IFR most of the time here.
Can you change weather without losing multiplayer?
As long as you're not in live mode to start with, yes.
Well, I'm in few clouds, and I've got few clouds. The only clouds I've got is due to the terrain.
Yeah, I think the few clouds, there's quite a lot of cloud for few clouds, but I don't think it's too bad.
I don't think it's too bad. I think it's probably about right.
Yeah, it's about right. It's not too bad.
I think you have some fairly dense patches when you're right in the middle of them, and it seems quite bad, but when you look at it, when you're not in the clouds, it's only about 10-15% max.
You can click on the weather icon, and even if you're in few clouds, reduce it and increase the scatter and things like that if you want to reduce the amount of cloud. It's a bit of a pain, but you can do it.
Yeah, IFR landings on a non-existent gap in the forest are fun.
I'm in that gap at the moment. You guys have got no chance.
Can't believe Mark would do such a thing, to be honest.
Do what? Do what?
It's like my previous helicopter instructor pilots when I was in the Air Force said, "Watch this."
It's the famous last words in aviation.
That is correct.
I thought that was oops. Who did that?
But not oops, I did it again. Or at least not often.
Okay, guys, you will need 6,500 to get over the high ground. You'll just creep over the high ground at that altitude. Free to go higher if you're more comfortable. And as you may have noticed with the scenery, there's the odd tree here and there.
Just one or two.
Yeah, just one or two. Not me.
I can only see cloud.
I was wondering what they were down there, actually.
So this is theme tune for this flight, George of the Jungle.
My co-pilot's being very quiet in the co-pilot seat here, not saying much at all.
As it should be.
Mine's got her leg in the controls. I don't know, but they still work.
I can't believe I'm actually sitting in a VR headset flying on a 2D monitor. It's stupid.
You're getting the worst of both worlds.
Yeah, no, it's smooth. The sim's smooth as hell. Looks great. The virtual desktop is excellent as a desktop.
Did someone jump out with a parachute then? In front of you, Chinsey. Top left, bottom right. He's below you now.
That was Mark's co-pilot.
I don't usually fly the Cirrus, do they? Have they actually modelled the parachute?
Yeah, they have.
Fantastic. That's going to be how I land then at this airport.
But once you deploy it, you can't get rid of it. You've got to restart.
Use,
yeah.
And not only that, you can't control which direction you're going in, so make sure you get the wind right.
Don't have the Cirrus. Corvallis seems to be close.
I'm in the V35 Bonanza.
Did you not have the Premium Deluxe under 2020, Chinsey?
No. Both of mine have been Game Pass versions.
Right, okay.
I should, in all sensibility, literally stop the Game Pass and just buy the two versions. But not at the moment. And I know I lose out. I play a couple of games on the Xbox, but not often. So
yeah,
it's a difficult decision.
You kind of have to have it for the Xbox, really.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'll stick with it for now.
Yeah.
I wanted to upgrade to get the Cirrus, but I couldn't do it. So I'm flying the TBM 930.
Why couldn't you do it?
Well, there's just no way of doing it at the moment, Mark.
You can't upgrade.
Oh, can't you?
No.
Well,
you can't buy it because the marketplace isn't open.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
And there's no downloadable, there's no DLC available on the Xbox Store either. So, yeah.
Another great feature of the thing.
Yeah,
But
I was going to say, it's all very good though.
If you come from the Premium 2020 and go to Standard 2024, you get the Cirrus.
Yeah, that's how I've got it.
You couldn't even buy this Coronado V35B because Marketplace isn't open.
Yeah.
You can buy stuff on 2020 if it's a 2020 aircraft. Then bring it across. Yeah. It's the main reason I've loaded 2020 since getting 2024. Some good stuff in the sales.
I am just having a nightmare tonight with this.
You know, I have to be honest, I haven't had that many CTDs, to be honest. But, yeah, it's
No, me neither.
it's hit me today, I must say. It's the second one I've had today.
My avionics keep going blacking out. I've never had that.
Yeah, as I said earlier, it's been buggy all day. I said earlier, Mark was on Murph's, two-tone Murph's stream most of the day, and he was having horrendous problems.
I wonder if this is server related, perhaps.
I think Sunday evenings are one of the high traffic phases.
I think, Mark, they know you're in with the VR flight group and they're flicking the switch on and off after your latest video.
Yeah, it's all Tunes' fault.
Yeah, they're doing something because I've got no one on my screen. You appeared and then disappeared.
I saw you, Ninja, for a little bit, but now you've gone. I think you might be more than 5 miles behind. You were the only person I saw. I saw Bill for a little bit.
You have name tags turned on. Whoever it was speaking just now, before Tunes in.
Yeah, everything turned on, yeah.
Yeah.
Is Concord Boy flying a fighter jet?
When we reached that first airport, there was about 4 people I could see, and then everyone took off, and it just disappeared. There's no one in front of me, no one behind me.
You could see the name tags as well as the planes, could you?
Yeah.
You know, I've got to say that I can see most people. I've probably got view of, I'm just going to have a quick look around here, 20 odd people or so. So
I can see everything.
But they do pop in and out occasionally. But, you know, I think it's got to do with maybe your internet connection, perhaps.
Yeah, I'm on. I'm on a VPN, but myself, it's who is it? Virgin.
Yeah.
And a decent speed, or?
Oh yeah, I've got 1 gigabyte download. Yeah.
Wow.
Same. So, and for someone else, my friend who's experiencing the same issue, he took their laptop to someone who's got Virgin 1 gigabyte. Made no difference whatsoever. Same as on his 60 meg line.
Step order. Whereabouts are you? You're in Alaska, aren't you? Or you're in Canada?
Vancouver, I think he is.
I'm going to try somewhere in Canada because the Canadians seem to be doing well.
Yeah, I'm in Vancouver. I don't have any problem at the moment.
Okay, I'm going to trip to Vancouver VPN and see what it's got.
Yeah, I'm in Ottawa. No issues here.
Yeah, if you got a West
I
Coast
found my
US
engine
node.
sounds. They're coming out of the monitor. But
Okay, I'll
not
try
on my
that maybe.
headset.
Right, guys, we're just coming up on the airport now. It's that small, clear strip in the midst of all those trees there. Hoodlum is heading directly towards it. So what you want to do is fly over, slow yourself right down, get quite low. You then want to left hand to head downwind and then loop back onto final and then try and touch down after the buildings and after the relatively high trees. In fact, there's a small gap in the trees. If you can go between after the buildings, between the gap in the trees, you can touch down and then get up again. Anybody not wanting to do it, it's fine. Then just circle overhead, guys.
Sorry, Mark, can you repeat that?
No.
Once again in French.
I think that was a left down.
Okay,
touch,
so
up,
I'm going to
and
now
down.
fly over the runway. Okay, the landing is on runway 20. So I'm now exactly flying over the buildings, basically. I'm now turning on a heading of about 160 for a very short period of time. I'm pulling back on my speed now. I'm now turning to try and go downwind.
I believe it's 240 heading.
It is, I beg your pardon. What did I say?
20.
20, sorry, 24. So I'm now turning and heading in about 60 degrees, still coming down. And now I'm gonna, my speed's down to about 110. Now I'm turning. The altitude here is 1258. So I'm now doing a fairly steep turn now. Don't want to get too low, otherwise I'm going to lose sight of the airport. Come on, where are you? There it is. There's a clear patch, then some buildings, and then a gap in the trees and another clear patch. I'm going to try full flap to slow me down. I'm going to try and just do a touch and go in the clear patch just between the trees. Pippo the Clown, that's exactly where I'm going, sir. This is going to end up in tears. You can see this. Oh my God. Oh, between the trees. Oh, I touched. I think I left my landing gear down there. Wow. And try not to stall as we come out.
I've taken a few trees with me.
I was going to say, I touched down on a clear patch, whether it's a right bit or not, I don't know.
There we go.
Counts.
Saki, you've landed. Now you can have a trouble. Don't land, you will never get out of there. Pete B, Lurker 49er, Moose P, nice sir. Very nice. Moose P, what are you in today?
Silent mode.
Oh, there's a whole lot of people doing having a closer look at the trees. For those of you stuck, you want Shift Z and then F4 to raise you up into the sky, and then Shift Z again to come out of slew mode, and you should be good to go.
See you, Bill.
Success.
Steve T, nice sir. Wow, that's a climb.
That's the first time I've done that.
Ah, good one. Hoodlum showing off. He's going back for a second touch. Whoa, that was very close to those trees. Here comes Tunesy. Nice. You're down and you're up. Good one.
I changed my weather. Now I've lost everyone. Everyone that I could see before.
Okay, so let's move on to the next leg. And we're heading to Alpha Yankee Lima Echo, is it? Yep. Lima Echo, Lele Strip. And you need 6,000 roughly for this leg. Heading is going to be... What is heading going to be?
287.
287, 290, yeah. So let's dial in 6,000 feet.
Jonesy, I can see your name tag. You're directly in front of me. I don't actually see your plane. No, I see your plane as well. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I see you.
I've got one person, Bill, who's in the UK. It's 100% serving. server. Stuff.
Server or ISP or a combination
Yeah,
of the two.
probably, yeah.
But why, when I'm on the same ISP, do I have no problems? Why do people have the problem on PC and not on Xbox? Like the same person, same account. It's not just as simple as that. I don't think.
No, I think there's multiple variables conspiring, and then
Yeah.
something is just saying no.
Hey guys, we got Maverick Doberman on the chat here saying he doesn't like the hazy view through the screen. Mark, yep, it's a problem not only with the Cirrus but with a couple of aircraft where I think the light reflection or the haze is overdone.
Yeah, it's definitely overdone.
It's particularly noticeable on this aircraft, but you get it in quite a few of the aircraft.
Do we know where the North European server is based?
I'm going to guess it's in North Europe.
I was going to say that. Good guess.
I don't know, to be honest.
No, because I'm in France and it's all working as sweet as a nut.
Got to say, from a streaming point of view, I'm not having any major problems.
I got everybody back with live weather, but I still don't have any engine sounds from my headset, but out of the monitor, and I can't get it back.
You can do that in the sound settings in the sim.
Yeah, but it's not working.
Check also. Oh, it's not working. I'm just thinking about Discord. No, that won't have any
Discord's working.
any impact.
Well, I'm finally flying and I can see a lot of name tags, so that's good.
I found I've had that problem with the sound before, and it turned out on in my occasion anyway that there was something on the screen that shouldn't be there. Something popped up on the screen, and once I got it off the screen, my sound came back.
David was having a really weird problem. Not a problem, but maybe a bonus yesterday. He had an overlay that had Discord group members pop up, so he could see he was talking in the flight sim. It's very strange. In the left-hand corner, all the members of the group for us.
I can see that.
It's an overlay. Weird.
Yeah, I can see it. I've got it.
It was
So I can see
Discord
who's
overlay.
talking.
Yeah, you can switch
Yeah.
it on
Yeah.
apparently. Neil posted something about it today.
Yeah,
I haven't
there's a
actually
little
done it.
control, and then in the top left corner goes the members of the who's in the Discord with you on the actual screen, your flight screen.
Yeah, as I said, it's an overlay you can switch on in Discord.
Aha.
Yeah, I've got it on, so anyone who's talking, I can see who's talking at that particular time.
I believe North Europe servers are based in the Netherlands if it's using the standard ASIO regions.
Ah, okay, yep, that makes sense.
West Europe is based in Ireland.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, as it is.
Okay, so we want to start a descent with the altitude for this runway is 1,539 feet. Left-hand traffic. If you want to, you don't have to fly over, and landing runway 20.
I'm on my third aircraft and all the avionics have gone black again.
You're on PC?
Yep.
Oh. Well, welcome to what FS2020 used to be like for Xbox players.
Yeah.
I must say I haven't had that problem of the instruments blacking out on the PC at all.
I haven't on Xbox either at all. I've not had a single ABO. on 2024, I've only had 2 CTDs since the initial launch issues.
Wow, well that's a big change for you guys.
Massive change, absolutely massive. It's
Hey Dan,
you know,
Dan, I know where you live.
Well, you know, you could.
I'm coming around with a Weberly 45 tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'll let you. There's only 2 chairs in my office, and one chair in my office. But there are 2 desks, so you can play on my Xbox while I'm trying to do some work. But you will have to kind of, you know.
I was going to say I haven't even loaded 24 yet, but I'm feeling sorry for the other guys who have.
I think we've got a twilight zone in this for the damned, because I can see step order now, and that's it.
Okay, guys, we're just about at the airport.
It is. It's a punishment room. It's like the naughty step.
You and your very own Stephen King story, Tunesy.
It's a parallel. It was a Back to the Future thing. I've gone to a parallel.
I can see you, Steve. Fine.
Looks like 2 volcanoes out ahead.
Ah, I can see, right. Landing a runway 20, altitude 1539. And left or right hand traffic doesn't really matter, just head on in. I'm going to have to do quite a long downwind. I didn't come down fast enough.
It doesn't like slowing down, does it, this aircraft, does it?
No, I think there's a problem with the sound, although the aircraft does lose speed as you come back on the throttle. But because it is a, I think officially this is an ultralight, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's very slippery.
I think she's pretty slow to slow down anyway.
Yeah.
I think in real life you may find this is actually the. Now, am I too high? Have I
fly the Vision Jet a lot, and I hate managing mixture on this thing.
He's got a really good screen. If you turn engine and turn assist on that, then just put your mixture where to where in the sort of where the blue zone is on the fuel flow meter, and it makes it very easy.
Okay, guys, this runway isn't quite as long as what you may expect it to be, so make sure you come in relatively low. Otherwise, you're going to run out of runway fairly quickly.
Meant to be 1,900 feet?
Yeah, but they don't, and there's actually a Y at the end. So I don't know if they count any of the tributaries.
Just to those members of the group that can, Mark has enabled streaming. You can stream your flight on the voice channel here, your video, share your screen.
Are you streaming it on Discord?
I am doing it, yeah.
Oh, thanks, Tunesy. I
It's
appreciate that,
working
mate.
beautifully, yeah. So if you can, guys, do so, because there's a few watching that can't fly with us. So if you've got the ability.
Oh, Gromit! You're doing one of those specialized landings. The one thing about the Cirrus is, yeah, you can come in slow, but get too slow and she just, that one wing just dies, doesn't it? Just drops down.
Yeah, I've not flown the Cirrus before, and it's unforgiving, isn't it?
It's very unforgiving, and I would suggest it may well be like that in the real world.
Hence the parachute.
Yeah. But it's interesting, they give the aircraft a parachute. You're knackered.
Unfortunately, since it tends to stall on your turn to final, it's too late for the parachute at that point.
Yeah. And we're not backtracking, guys, so you want to head right to the end of the runway here, because you're going to need it. Whoa! Apologies.
If you're quick there, you can climb up the parachute shrouds.
Apologies to the TBM. I was hitching a ride.
Well, that's me. Game over. Nothing's working for me. Not even my gear, landing gear coming down.
Oh,
have a good one, guys.
Sorry, Tony.
Oh dear.
Hey Tony, Chins is showing a very good stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and kill some zombies, I think.
Gonna go and kick the dog and break into the bar.
See you guys. Can't see the runway.
See you soon, Tony.
See you.
Okay, while we're waiting for people to come in, altitude for the next leg 7,500, and you're going to need all of that to get over the high ground. We're going to be on a heading of 207, so we can dial that in, 207. And I recommend as we take off, it's really up to you guys, but left-hand turn is going to be a lot easier. There's quite a lot of high ground on the right-hand side. How are we doing? We're still coming in, guys?
I'm still deciding whether I'm going to land or not.
Say again, Stephen?
I'm still deciding if I'm going to land or not, so you might just go without me.
Come on in, the trees are wonderful.
I'm coming around.
What was the setting for?
Hi, Gromit.
Do you see me? My stream.
No, I'm looking at.
This is strange. I've got 3 people running about on the airport strip, but no airplanes.
Maybe they left their throttle on.
I haven't had that problem.
I was actually just looking outside.
Short final.
Altitude 3 just for men running about in the airfield, no planes. That's...
I mean, for anybody looking on the stream, they can see how many aircraft and that I can see.
In our little padded cells in our group room, like one flew over the cuckoo's nest.
33 years from now, we'll be reading all the hype about the wonderful next release. The next version of the simulator. You wait.
I don't think I'll be reading anything in 33 years' time.
Is that 3 years? Yeah.
Oh, 3 years. Oh, that'll be alright.
Yeah, yeah.
Hopefully.
I think Steve's right. Something is open on my computer because I can hear it bleeping.
Oh. Oh, somebody's sprinting across the runway.
Yeah, there's...
Neon Cortex 18. No, Neon Court 18.
Neon Court doing squats. How are you doing, my friend?
Ah, maybe he's got a comfort break.
Trees over there.
Sparky Sven sends his hellos to everybody. Come and join us, Sparky. You're always welcome, my friend.
Has anyone tried doing the stream recovery from this plane? It's impossible.
Yeah, if you get into a spin and you're slow, it's time to deploy your parachute because you're not going to recover. Okay, I think we're all down. So we are departing from here. We are heading to UVOL Airport, Alpha Yankee Uniform Zulu. No, we're not. Alpha Yankee India Lima Billy Airstrip, I beg your pardon. The course is 207, 32 nautical miles, 270 degrees. You need 7,500. I know it says something like 5,500 on the flight plan, guys, but if you're following GPS, you'll need 7,500 and all of that to get over the high ground. We're going to depart from here. I recommend that it's a left-hand turn out, and away we go. Flaps 1 for those of you in the Cirrus. will be required for this because those trees are quite high. So when you're ready, let's go.
Flaps 2 in the Kodiaks.
Here we go, down the runway. 50, 60, 70, there we go. I'm up and away.
I've just run over someone on the runway.
And then basically left-hand turn, more or less 180-degree turn. And away we go.
I was going to say, Mark, thanks for the sim trim app. That really works well. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? I'm very impressed with it myself. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
It's a goodie.
Not quite finished tweaking it, but it's good.
Now you need
Mark, I would like to
quite a
ask-
sorry guys, that you need
Okay.
quite a rapid rate of climb here. Sorry, go ahead.
Mark, I would like to ask regarding the hardware. Have you planned to test in the nearest future 5019, the newest GTX RTX card?
Yes, I will. I'm not sure. I'm going to do the 5090 first. But I am getting a 5080 loaner with the complements of wired to fire here in the UK. And for those of you interested, I've also getting a 9800 X3D PC as well coming next week, so I can test that against the new sim and the new graphics card, and compare it also to the 14900K.
Lovely, thank you.
Did you mean CPU there, Mark?
I did. What did I say?
You said PC. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you meant CPU.
No, I've got the CPU coming in a new PC.
Oh right.
Yeah,
so it is a PC. Yeah.
Yeah, they're supplying it to me.
Right.
The PC just for testing and what have you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they did want to stress that it does have a return spring on it.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how that compares against the 7800, which is what I recently got.
Do you know that 1700 is still absolutely magnificent chip?
I have a gentleman's the newest AMD chipset. How do you call it? 9800 X3D, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the last, I'm have on my board over the last 1 month. I strongly recommend this chipset. I had the previous one, 7800.
Yeah, that's what I've got. Yeah.
And believe me, it is huge improvement. Unbelievable how huge improvement is. I also have a RTX 4090, but the smoothness is amazing. Absolutely recommending chipset for all special VR users.
Yeah, well, you know, when I did my review of the 7800, I had no hesitation in saying for flight sim alone, if that's what you're doing, that is the best chip. Now,
yeah.
the new 7800 is a more efficient, it's the same basic architecture but more efficiently assembled, if you like. It's got another couple of megahertz to it, so it's going to be very interesting to see how that one goes. Because if I wasn't doing content,
the 9800.
The 9800, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
yes.
if I wasn't doing content creation and video editing, I wouldn't have hesitated to go and get that. That would have been my day-to-day CPU. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how things pan out.
Yep.
There's in Germany a magazine that is comparing hardware, and they made, I think in the last edition, a comparison of the different CPUs using 4090s in high resolution, and they found, especially with the flight simulator, the normal frame rate isn't much different in a so in the last generation CPU, which I have with the X3D, and with the new version of the X3D, so the version you just mentioned. But the point is, you get much more legs in the CPU I have. So I'm also thinking about upgrading to the new CPU.
Does the lag affect the flight simulator though?
Especially flight simulator.
Yes,
All right.
yes, gentlemen. I feel it right now, gentlemen. Believe me, it is absolutely stunning flight. My flight is very stunning because the smoothest, the legs is absolutely limited. The legs is between 3 and 5 milliseconds on CPU.
Yep.
Very low. Even then, I have a resolution 4000 something in the VR per eye. So this is the huge challenge also for CPU. Especially then we also use many other applications at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone's interested, I'm streaming on the Discord right now. I didn't even know you could do that, but I turned it on, so I think I'm streaming my screen. So I'm on a 21:9 ultra wide. My new build is a 9800 X3D, and I've got the debug mode turned on, which I know zaps a few frames, but you can see, you know, I'm in the green the entire time on the CPU thread, which is very impressive.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm watching it now. Come on.
I haven't done any of the VR stuff yet. I was just scrambling to get this thing built for today.
And what's your first impression?
Really, really good. I mean, it's very, very smooth. I mean, I've come from a 5800 X3D.
Also a very good chip, I must say.
Also a very good chip.
Yes, yeah.
And I found in the previous group flights, you know, when there were about 50 of us in one spot, I was definitely getting, you know, frame drops and on some of the busy airports as well, with lots of traffic. Again, only a single data point right now. I'll have to try traffic in other airports later on, but first impressions are really good.
You know, I can't remember whether I did a video on it or not. I don't think I did, but I did some tests with Dan from Wire to Fire. 5800 X3D versus it was the 12700K, I think it was. I stand to be corrected there, but I'm pretty sure it was the 12700K, and the 5800 walloped it.
Yeah, it ran very hot though, didn't it? It ran very hot, that chip. But
it
apparently
did.
It was designed to.
We had a 320 cooler on it. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, they did say though that it was designed to do, you know, the TDP because I was having I had to put a big cooler on it as well. I was quite concerned, but they said no, those above, it was running at what, sort of 72, 75, and they were saying no, that's what it's designed to, because it's designed to go up to that rate, you know, when it throttles. And I said, oh yeah, I don't feel too happy with that.
So the 9800 goes hotter. I'm currently running my CPU's at 77 degrees right now.
Crikey, yeah.
Yeah, and again, I'm not sure. I think it's rated for 84.
Yeah, I think so. I need to do some more digging, and I've got one of these 3-fan, you know, liquid cooler things, and it's definitely quite warm.
What power supply have you got in that then?
It's a 1000 watt MSI that I've had a few years.
Right. Yeah.
I'm running a 5800 and a mini ITX toaster.
Yeah, you'll soon be using that to heat your house, I think.
I think so. It's definitely warm in here.
Yeah.
I've run a little cable to the Sizewell B generator.
You know, the one thing that got me excited about the 5000 series was, oh, they're smaller. They're going to be a bit smaller. and they certainly look like that. But I've now seen some pickies of the third-party cards, not the Founders Edition. They're as big as the 4090.
Yeah. It always seems to be the way, because I think even the 4090 Founders Edition was smaller than the third-party ones.
It was,
Yeah, well,
definitely.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
desperately tried to get a Founders Edition, but I was unsuccessful.
Yeah, same.
JZ 2 Cents did a very interesting build on that with a small all mesh case. Just a
I
couple
saw
days ago,
that,
I
I
think.
saw that, yeah.
And that was very neat, I thought.
Right,
The
as
dimension of
we
5090 is
approach,
the
guys.
same like
Sorry, as we
2080.
approach, guys, let's. You want to. The high ground's going to drop away fairly quickly, and you're going to have to drop like a stone, basically. And we are landing runway 28. It's left-hand traffic, and the altitude is 2,608 feet, and it's a full stop landing.
I would like to saying then 5090 card the dimensions, it is exactly the same like 2080, the same dimension, 1-to-1.
Yeah,
So-
but it's a two slot card rather
Two-slot
than
card, yes.
rather than the 2.5.
Aha, rather than 2.5. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It still draws more than 500 watts.
Yeah, but it's as long as the 4090.
But
Yeah.
for me, 5090, it is very interesting, special for VR space or VR. No VR, VRAM feature because special in the highest area like LA. I have a 80% full of my VRAM. This is my problem in VR.
Okay, guys, you want to start dialing down your altitude as you come over this high ground and get ready to drop down fairly quickly. The altitude is 2,600, so you want to drop to something in the region of about 3.6 or thereabouts.
Does anyone else see the approach markers in the sky, even though you've turned all the visual aids off in the menu?
No, I don't.
Yes.
Yeah, I see them sometimes, and they've just popped in for this airport.
It's got a hotkey to enable and disable visual assists, and yeah, keep that off, and it seems to do a better job than the stuff in the assistance menu.
Oh, do you know what that hotkey is?
I think it's toggle visual assists.
So as you come over the high ground, you should have visual on the runway, and their plan is fly over it and then left-hand turn to go directly downwind and then loop round for an approach runway 28, altitude 2,608 feet.
You said it's about 2,000 feet?
2,600, sir.
Thanks.
Mark, I notice you're just a little bit quieter than everyone else. I can still hear you, but I have to strain.
How's everybody else? How's my volume to everybody else?
Sounds good. Fine with me.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Loud and clear.
It is a little bit lower, I would say, than everyone else.
A little bit.
Probably because I'm such a shy retiring guy. It's just
Of course you are.
I think it's just in my
That's it, yeah.
nature to be quiet, you know.
It's probably my bad hearing.
You can alter Mark's volume individually if you right click on his name.
Okay, now heading downwind. Man, I still need to lose a lot of altitude here.
Yeah, it's so strange. Moose P just popped up as I came over the ridge and then just totally disappeared. This name thing really getting on my nerves.
Right, autopilot off. Let's do this manually. The trick on this one is don't get too low. It's quite easy to get, because the airport is on a mountain top basically, it's quite easy to drop too low. So just bear in mind that the airport is 2,600 altitude.
What a hard landing, Gromit.
Hey Van Zulu, how you doing?
Yeah, good yourself, Mark.
Very well, thank you. Big R, how are you?
Yeah, doing fine, Mark, thank you.
There's Microsoft trees at the end of the runway.
Of course. It wouldn't be the same without it.
No collision.
Lurker 49er, sir, how are you doing?
Fine. Trying
Good.
to meet the runway.
Yeah, these trees are a bit crazy because you've got to come over these trees and then drop like a stone. And there's one particularly high one, typical. I'll just brush that with my gear. And down we come. Papua New Guinea obviously likes the very narrow runways. Here we go.
I have a feeling a lot of these are not asphalt.
Oh, bit of a bounce, but we're down. Flaps up.
There's some in some parts of PNG where like a 15-degree slope on a dirt runway, which is like crazy.
Yes, this wouldn't be tarmac, would it?
No, I wouldn't think so, no.
Come on in, guys. Come on in. Ninja, you're down. How are you finding the Draco?
Flying, absolutely brilliant. It's as smooth as anything, but landing has been a bit difficult.
This flight, well, not quite this flight, but something that in this area was planned for the Draco, but in VR you can't use it because in your right eye you just get the exhaust.
Luckily, I'm on Xbox, so we can't do VR at the moment.
Yep.
It's very touchy when you get it on the ground, and as soon as you turn it, it just wants to just go left or right straight away.
When you're on the ground, like, you have to have the stick all the way back at all times. Otherwise, it's an absolute pain to behave. And also, it does have thrust reversers as well. It can help get the tail on the ground.
Hey, Sebia, nice landing, sir. Horace 45, down nicely. Dan, you're down. Here comes Gunner 67.
Like
Hi Mark, it's Seabair's first time with you. I'm really enjoying it.
Great, great. Wrong way. In the Kodiak.
I'd thoroughly recommend the Sky Courier though. It's an excellent aircraft.
Yeah, it looks like we have at least 2 Kodiaks. I've seen one other one.
Well, that was 4 landings for me here.
Kodiak is fantastic aircraft.
Well, that's the best thing for Papua New Guinea. Did you ever see that missionary pilot? He was flying.
Oh yeah,
Missionary bush pilot. Yeah, that's why I bought the Kodiak after watching his videos.
This thing's
Oh,
amazing.
Dan, I thought you bought it after watching my video.
No, I bought the kickbox after watching your video.
Ah.
I'd already bought it before watching your video. So. I bought the Kodiak, as soon as it was available, day one.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I've only, because the marketplace, etc., is not open, etc. I've only got the amphibian at the moment.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
I bought it direct from Simworks Studios.
Yeah.
So I can't get the standard one. I'm looking at their Discord. They're doing quite a lot of work on a number of upgrades. So that's quite encouraging at the end of the day.
I'm on the Xbox test team for them, so lots of stuff in the pipeline. But yeah.
Sorry to report a crash desktop again. Try to rejoin.
Mark, as you know, I had the opportunity to talk with Simworks Studio on Flight Sim exhibition in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Last year, and they are mentioned. They are right now working about the newest Kodiak 900, and also will be upgraded full 100 version. Exterior and also interior will be new seats. All kind of details will be new in the current version. So I'm very excited. I will be waiting to release.
That's good news, because they did a fantastic job with the Kodiak. I have to say, and it's only a personal opinion, what a debacle their PC-12 was.
Agree with that, Mark. Yeah, totally agree.
Absolutely horrible, and bug after bug. I don't know what happened there, because they have such a great reputation for really good stuff, and man, I was so disappointed with it.
I think what they should have done there is made it quite clear that development wasn't complete on it. They're still developing the PC-12.
They are, you're quite right, Dan. It's still in development.
And it's getting better and better with each release. And they've got a lot of, one of the main issues, I think, which caused problems for people flying it was they've modelled the linked rudder and yoke inputs, which is a real aircraft has, which is fine if you've got physically linked devices or force feedback rudder pedals and yoke, but they don't work properly in the sim when your inputs are disconnected.
There've been a number of problems, but look, I'm sure they'll get on top of it eventually. Okay, guys, this next leg, this next leg, you want 6,500 feet, and you're going to need that. We're going to fly to Alpha Yankee Uniform Zulu. Your heading is going to be about a 200 or thereabouts, and we're not landing. We're going to overfly it at about 2,500 feet, but again, you got the high ground dropping away very late, so you want to overfly that, dropping down to about 2,500. Once you're over it, drop further to 1,500 feet, and we'll head on to the Not Flat Island. Now for takeoff here, this is actually one of the more difficult takeoffs to do. You run out of runway really quickly, so make sure you apply plenty of power before releasing, and when you're ready, guys, let's go.
Spoiler alert, Not Flat Island is flat.
Are you saying it's flat?
Very.
It's not for me. Here we go, guys. Let's go. Flaps up. Right hand turn. Right hand turn out. And 6,500 feet or thereabouts. climb rate doesn't have to be too dramatic, but probably needs to be something around the 700, 800, 900 mark.
Hey, Mark.
Yes, sir.
This VisionJet, it takes off better if you take the parking brake off.
Yes, it definitely helps.
Mark, if you're flying with the force feedback yoke or a joystick, which one do you think is which one do you enjoy more, the yoke or the joystick?
That's a really difficult question. I'm actually flying with the yoke right now because it's on my static rig, and I do all my streams on the static rig and what have you, obviously. So and it's quite a big thing. It's quite large. So I enjoy both of them. I really like the Moser flight stick. That is so addictive. But both of them, their software, particularly the CLS60 software, has, with the release of version 3, it's so intuitive and easy to create your own profiles. I'm actually flying with a Cirrus profile that I created. So yeah, it's a difficult one. Force feedback for me is an absolute winner without question.
I agree with your Mark. I also have a Brunner CLE yoke I'm using for the last 5 years. Absolutely amazing investment, and I wish all you guys to switch to some devices, including the force feedback features. It is game changer.
Absolutely, it really makes a difference. I haven't tried the Brunner. I'd love to try it one day, because I can't compare it, and I'd love to compare it because I get conflicting reports on it, but I think it depends what model you get, I suppose, like anything.
I've got the baby Brunner, Mark, and it's good. It's good. Just very expensive, unfortunately. If I'd had a choice of getting the other one, I probably would have gone for the other one, with it being so much cheaper.
Yeah. I do believe the CLS60, it's all metal, huge amount of movement that you get from it, great I just think it's value for money. I really do.
You know, the Brunners, with a tax you have to pay for Switzerland, you're looking at the best part of 1,900 quid.
You see, the CLS60 is roughly half of that.
Yeah.
I had gentlemen's opportunity to visit Brunner company in Switzerland, and I'm talked with Marco, salesman and owner. At that time, they didn't understand the marketing, especially the Chinese, and our flight simulator business. And in my opinion, then they lose. I'm very happy then the new players coming up on the market, and will be strong competition with great devices. Hopefully. I'm mentioning with them to show that we need devices, including the force feedback features for the 500 up to 600 US dollars price at that time.
Well, I think for the longest time it was a patent issue, wasn't it? Because, I mean, I still have one of the original Microsoft force feedback joysticks, and there was a whole patent thing 20 odd years ago, and that sort of froze the market. Somehow the racing wheels were exempt from that, and I think that whole patent issue has been resolved, so we're seeing more and more of the force feedback stuff come to flight controls, which hopefully means, more competitive pricing.
Well, on
Yeah.
the last fly-in that we did, which was helicopters, which we didn't live stream, we did between Christmas and New Year. I think many of you guys here today were with me on that. I was using the Moser force feedback flight stick on my motion rig with the Quest 3, and what a fantastic experience. And that Moser stick, I got to tell you guys, it is absolutely stunning, but I'm also very, very excited for the Wing offering. It's not out yet, but I'm going to be fascinated to see functionality and price, because Wing are definitely making some significant moves in the flight sim community at the moment.
For anybody who's handy, I can't recommend the VP Force Rhino, DIY Rhino enough. You've got a 3D printer, it's fantastic.
And it's got some pretty good reviews.
Yeah, absolutely, it should have. It's great. I made rudder paddles to match. Force feedback's fantastic.
Okay, guys, as we're reaching the end of the high ground now, you want to start looking to descend now to 2,500 feet, and you're going to need a fairly rapid rate of descent, probably something between 1,000 and 1,500. So pull back on your throttle. Remember, trying to stay at about 150 knots.
Oh, I'm gonna bring her down quick. Yep.
DOF are now taking orders for the P series rejig motors. If anybody else wants one.
Sorry, who's that?
Yeah, the depth of the motion rig people. What are they called? Depth of reality.
DOF, yeah.
DOF, yeah.
Oh, you mean DOF Reality?
DOF Reality.
Yeah.
That's it. It's all right. I'm having a senior moment there, Mark. Sorry. They're taking orders for the P3 upgrade. If anybody wants it.
Well, on my DOF 3, as you guys probably know, I've got the new motors. Man, they are exceptional. There is zero judder or stutter. It is absolutely 100% solution. Absolutely love it.
Oh, nice to hear.
And
I will be installed my DOF Reality H3 as well in the nearest Friday next week. Oh my gosh.
yeah, and you are in for a hell of an experience. Absolute pain in the butt to assemble, but it's fantastic piece of equipment. That truly is a game changer.
The only thing with the P motors are the $1,500.
What's our approach on this runway, please?
This is flyover.
Flyover, turn right.
Thank you.
Fly over at about 2,500 or lower, and then drop to 1,500, and then turn on a heading of about 287. No, 240. I beg your pardon. Turn on a heading of about 240 at 1,500 feet, 18 nautical miles for a landing on Not Flat Island. Did somebody say it's not flat?
Yeah, that was Gunner, but I don't know. I was just being facetious.
No, did you say it was flat, I mean?
I did say it was flat, yes.
It's about as flat as the Grand Canyon.
Exactly. I would have been gutted if it was, because when I landed, well, I didn't land actually, I crashed, but hey, that's another story we won't talk about. So
I would probably think it's a lot less flat if I was really landing on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you would definitely not think that.
It really is not flat. Yeah. Actually, you can land on it. It's not a major problem. It's taking off. That's
Yeah, the taking off is the problem.
Is the whole different kettle of fish. How many of you are thinking about getting a 50 series graphics card? Just out of interest, guys. Anybody thinking
I'm
about
going to wait
getting
another year, I think, but I will do at the end of this year, I think.
Okay.
I just got the 4080, so I don't think so.
I'm
gonna I'm gonna stick with my 4090 for a while.
Yeah, probably the same. Unless, you know, there's just a market improvement, which I don't know, I have a hard time seeing it. I'm very interested in actually seeing how the DLSS improvements filter down to the 30 and 49 and 40 series cards.
Yeah, I think the 50 series, I don't know, and I will be doing full detailed tests, but I think we're going to look for something between 20 and 30%. And if we get that, then that's not bad. I was hoping for more, but if we can get closer to the 30 than the 20, it starts to justify itself. So it's going to be interesting.
It'd be nice to see how they implement DLSS
now
into these titles. You know, it's all well and good promising it, but it doesn't implement itself well into here, particularly at the moment.
Well, that's
Good evening, radio check.
Read you 5.
Good evening.
But Tunesy, you're absolutely right. The key to the success for VR in a 5090 will not necessarily be in its raw power, but in the implementation of DLSS4.
Yep.
That is going
on
to
the
be
titles that you use specifically, each individual, you know.
Yeah.
No, it might look nice in Cyberpunk, but I don't play Cyberpunk.
Well, apparently Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and 24 are one of the launch titles for DLSS4, so we know we're going to get compatibility. So, but it's all about how clear it is in the cockpit and what sort of trade-off you get. That's going to be the key.
We know we're going to get a little. I mean, people can accept a little bit over TAA. I mean, they're going to get a bit, but it needs to be a little better than it is now. And if they do that, then I think they've gone to a winner.
Yeah, and look, I don't know, but if all the marketing hype, and I put marketing hype in inverted commas because there is a lot of that, but if the marketing hype is to be believed and the AI assist and the new tensor cores really can do what they say they can do to enhance it, well, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. And perhaps one of the most significant things for me in all this is to take away this tweak mania that we're back in, having to do this and do that, and it's just like I said in one of my videos, and I meant it. Flying in VR is a combination of which compromises you're willing to put up with.
Are we landing anywhere, or what are we doing here?
We are landing, sir, on no flat island. In fact, we're not. We're just going to do a touch and go. So it's just a touch and go on no flat island. So you should be heading down to about 500 feet now.
I know it's not related to VR, but I've been using that frame scaler. You can get it on Steam, and that seems to work quite well now.
Lossless, the lossless
That's
one.
it. That's the one, yep.
Yeah, but doesn't that only work if you're running the sim through Steam?
No, I think they do it other than Steam. It can work for the market if you bought it straightly from, because it's a standalone. It's a standalone thing. It just runs in the background.
Because I have it, I've tried it, but it won't work. When I try it, tell it to scale, it just goes black screen.
What you have to do is turn it on, and while the numbers are counting down, you have to turn all the little windows off that show the scaler. Otherwise, it scales that window. It can only scale what's on the screen.
Yeah, look, I've tried it. I didn't give it a full test. Let me be the first to say that. But I wasn't shot away by it. it works, make no mistake, it works, but I didn't see anything visibly significant over DLSS.
It's they brought out a version 3 now, which is far less artifacts.
If you want a good video to set it up, look at Island Sim Pilot. He's got a really good
That's the guy.
YouTube
That's
video.
the guy. Yeah, yeah. I'm running a widescreen LG monitor, one of the bendy ones.
Okay, guys, if you can see me, we are heading to No Flat Island, and it's a touch and go.
Can't see you. I see Moose Peak.
Can see your stream though. And the flight plan is wrong on mine. Let's just go straight to the next one. It ignores this one.
Yeah. As I was saying, FS2024, if you save a flight plan with a coordinate location and not a waypoint, it doesn't seem to save for me in your flight plan if you then open the PLM file again.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just ignored that completely.
Yeah. So.
Well, I wanted to do this flight plan in the Microsoft Flight Simulator Flight Planner, but only 1 or 2 of the airports was actually in the database.
Yeah, that's something that they are looking at and hoping to. I spent about 2 hours with Matt from Working Titles going through explaining what was wrong with the flight planner for VFR flights.
Yeah.
And they got to the point and said, right, yes, we see the point, and we'll see what we can do to, basically they need to talk to Microsoft to find where Microsoft are getting their airports from, because they're not ICAO airports, the ones that aren't appearing of the non-ICAO ones, and outside of the US, there's very few non-ICAO airports which are sort of in the databases, whereas FAA was a bit more in there, but even that's not exhaustive. So Microsoft have gone round getting all these, but Working Titles are getting theirs from a different source. So they need to talk to each other and see if can get availability to the same database.
Okay, so we're just watching the guys coming in, doing a touch and go. Hoodlum, it's a touch and go, mate.
I'm up again. I'm in a Drake.
Whoa, look at that. Flying Fool, also in the Draco by the look of it.
Yeah, I changed aircraft at the last airfield.
Very nice.
What I discovered was that I could reload the flight plan, and it sort of just carried on with me at that airfield.
Wow. Peepo the Clown, how you doing, sir? Right, let's get on.
Beautiful sunset, actually.
It's beautiful.
Okay, so we're now heading to Asrim Airport, but we're going to skip that one, guys, and we're going to head directly to Alpha Yankee Golf Tango. So continue to follow the coastline. So don't follow your GPSs, just follow the coastline. You're probably looking at a heading initially of something in the region of about 240 degrees or thereabouts. And an altitude of 2,500 is plenty for this leg. So again, just to summarize, guys, we are skipping Asrim. We're going directly to Gasmata Island Airport, Alpha Yankee Golf Tango. And you want a heading of about 240, and you want to climb something in the region of about 2,500 for this leg.
I presume you phoned ahead to find out whether we can land, or is it going to be a diversion?
No, it's Papua New Guinea. Just get in there.
There's no phones.
I've discovered another thing by accident, which is I've got the aircraft noise and everything through my speakers, and
Me
just
too.
the Discord in the headset, which
Me
is much
too.
better for group flights because you don't get all the engine noise in your ears.
In my case, it's accidental.
Yeah, mine was accidental too. I'm not sure how I did it.
Well, you having that through your speakers, that's even upsetting my wife.
I'm quite lucky. I have the Xbox headset, which I can, on my left ear, I can adjust how loud you lot are, and in my right ear, I can adjust how much the volume is.
Rinka, ja cię nie słyszę, bo... Aha.
Yeah,
I
why
mean,
why they can't implement something that works as well as the Xbox headset for PC? It's quite a shock to the system when you've been used to using an Xbox and then go to PC and trying to get volume levels leveled and everything.
Yeah, it's quite good with this.
Even
It's
the
a really
Steel
good
Steam
headset
ones,
for
when they
this.
got one volume, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Windows you can just you can pick by application which device you want the sound to come out to.
Which is absolutely fantastic. But unless you've got some kind of Stream Deck or something, or something like that, where you can alter the volume levels to different applications, with a hardware device, you're having to pop out and pop a screen up, to vary the different volumes, and it's hard to do that while you're hurtling down a canyon at about 200 feet, at about 180 knots in a Draco.
Hey, Limes Fly VR, you're coming up on my wing, sir.
Trying not to crash into you.
Well, thank you very much.
Find that kind sometimes.
So we're going to be landing runway 27, and it's going to be straight in, basically.
With regards to the 5090, I'm going to wait for your advice there, Mark.
Well, I'm going to do some fairly straightforward tests with the 5090, brute force against brute force of the 4090. I'm also going to do the 5080, and I'm going to be fascinated to see the results, because there's no real reviews out at this stage, so who knows what the reality is going to be. I just don't know what to expect. I know what the basic figures say, but the only good thing I do like about it, of course, is the new display port. It won't affect existing VR headsets, but for future VR headsets, instead of its, I think, 30 odd transfer rate, it now has something like 80. So that bodes well for the future, but we're unlikely to see those headsets this year, I would think.
Where do you get these cards, look?
Say again?
Where do you get the cards?
I'm going to try get a Founders Edition directly from NVIDIA. If not, then I will buy the card either from Scan Computers. Well, that's where I'll probably buy it from. And the 5080 and that, I will get loan unit from Wired to Fire. Wired to Fire do complete systems. They don't sell components per se, but they'll give me access to a 5080 and the 9800X3D, as I said, for testing purposes. They're interested in the results as well, because they're very much into flight sim PCs, as that's part of their core business. Wow, really getting the sun now, aren't we?
Yeah, flying straight into it.
be nice when they fix OBS mode for FS2024 for the G1000s and the G3Xs.
It'd also be nice when they change that stupid little round dot to a direction aircraft.
That's electrical systems. Yeah, it's just the whole launch. It's just like we haven't finished doing what we need to do, but we're going to launch anyway. It's just.
I think their hands were tied, John Naval, by the bean counters again. It's called 24. It needs to go out. Get it out.
Absolutely. I don't blame Asobo. I don't even particularly, I could quite believe that Jorg, doesn't have that much control over, the specifics there. But yeah, frustrating.
No, I understand, but it doesn't change the fact there's a product out in the market that's not ready.
Absolutely, and that needs to be conveyed very, very clearly to Microsoft that this is not acceptable. But the problem is, we're all here
absolutely
playing
and
using the product.
And
so
I'm not going back to 2020. I'm going to stick with this for as long as my patience will hold. And I'm not going to throw my toys out the cot, because that's not really me, to be honest. But I am going to continue to put a bit of pressure where I can and to highlight some of the issues. And I think it's only right that we do this, because at the end of the day, people have paid good money expecting at least 2020 performance and features, and the harsh reality is we have a little bit less.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what's said at Expo next year or this year.
And they promised us stuff that we purchased in the marketplace was going to work, and it didn't. So I'm going to be a lot more suspicious about purchasing from the marketplace.
They've lost a lot of good faith, haven't they?
If it ever opens again.
Well, Dan, you know as well as I do, we've both got contacts with a number of developers, and they just didn't have the information to hand.
No.
So
it was a year too early.
It should have been called Microsoft Flight Simulator 2025.
Yeah.
And it should have been released maybe around FS Expo time.
I agree.
Agreed.
Always the problems are investors for any companies that then
Microsoft Flight Simulator is part of Xbox Game Studios, as you're all aware. And they have a performance level, I believe, to achieve. And Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, make no mistake, was one of their golden boys. It was one of their best performers. That's why it got Game of the Year. And I think they needed this extra income. I'm only guessing though, I could be totally wrong, but that's my summation.
Really, from a business perspective, in the long run, is that going to pay off?
I don't know, because like I said in my last video, for any of you that watched it, the clock is ticking. 4 years to build up trust, and a fairly enviable record, to be fair, and 2 months. The clock is ticking before the damage is, they're back to where they started.
Yeah.
Right, guys, let's taxi down back to where we landed, and as we taxi back down, on the left-hand side, the first building there next to the water, that's the clubhouse. Let's park there, and then let's get out of our aircraft and have a quick group shot, if you don't mind. I'm heading, if you can see me, I'm heading to the clubhouse now. I'm just going to park in front of it.
I was flying around home. I was flying around home a couple days ago, and I saw a guy's name tag down at Boundary Bay, and I landed, and he was standing in front of his Skyhawk, and so I got out of my airplane, out of my Bonanza, and we walked towards each other, and then we got back in our airplanes and flew a circuit together, and then landed and parked side by side again. It was really fun.
That's fantastic, eh?
It was, yeah.
Has anybody used the talk feature on 24 yet?
We don't know how.
Speak to each other.
Trying to get it to work, and so far, no dice.
Yeah, I wondered about that, because you should be able to talk to people in the sim.
Yeah. I can't. I've queried that myself, or I've wondered about it myself, and I don't know. Is the honest answer. Right, guys. So once you park, jump out your aircraft and jump in front of all the aircraft here, facing the runway, and let's get a group shot or two. And whilst we're doing that, you're parking up, switch your engines off, and jump on out. And I'm going to run a quick competition for a £25 US dollar, whatever, gift voucher, Xbox gift card, or sim market. So let me just bring that up quickly.
How do you go about getting out of the aircraft?
Shift C.
Yeah, Shift C. Everybody's just
fire inside
if
my
everybody
Kodiak.
can. If everybody can. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you guys can just go in front of the clubhouse where most people are.
Yeah, wait for me. I've only just landed.
We have a winner, and it is Retriever Neil.
Congratulations.
Well done, Neil.
Big wiener.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark.
No problem. If you just want to give me a shout, let me just close this quickly. If you send me a personal message on Discord, we will take care of things from there, if that's okay.
That's fine, Mark. No problem at all. Thanks very much.
Okay, great.
It was a blast, guys. Good stuff.
So just stand by. Let's get some shots, guys. And for any of you that that do take pictures, if you post them in the images and media section on Discord, I really would appreciate it. Are we all at the clubhouse now?
Not quite, I'm just arriving.
Okay.
I'm 4 points in, you better hurry up.
We'll get out.
I know it's a server issue because...
Sea Bear, you're facing the wrong way, sir.
How do I turn sideways?
There you are. If you just head where the others are, you're a little bit... There you go. Fantastic. Perfect. Hey, that's the busiest this clubhouse has ever been, I reckon, in Papua New Guinea. So, guys, I hope you've enjoyed it. A little bit hit and miss. Apologies on the stream as I had to restart and what have you. But these are the sort of problems that hopefully will be ironed out over a period of time. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it.
Lovely. Was done.
Yeah, great. Thanks very much.
Brilliant.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks very much.
Very much so, thank you.
The next flight, I haven't decided on details to be given at a later date. Obviously, it'll be the February flying. I really do appreciate all of you that have joined me on the stream. David Watson, thanks very much, my friend, and especially to all of you guys that have joined us. Really do appreciate it. Take care, see you soon, and ciao for now.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks,
Thank you, Mark.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. See you again soon.
See you next time.
See you
Cheers,
all
Mark.
next time. Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
I'm flying our trip today with 2020 and